Throughout history, humanity has been captivated by its origins. Ancient civilizations such as Egypt, Greece, and Rome continue to fascinate us, their towering achievements in art, science, and philosophy serving as markers of human ingenuity. But the question remains, which civilization truly began humanity's journey? A recent breakthrough in genetic testing has brought us closer to answering this age-old question, and the findings are as surprising as they are profound. Civilizations like Egypt, with its enigmatic pyramids, Greece, the birthplace of democracy and philosophy, and Rome, the architect of vast empires, have left indelible marks on the modern world. These cultures, with their remarkable legacies, are often viewed as cornerstones of human advancement. However, are they the first? Could there be a civilization that predates these giants of antiquity, a culture whose story has been overshadowed by time and history? Looking further back, one might consider Mesopotamia, often referred to as the cradle of civilization located in the Fertile Crescent. This region saw humans transition from hunter-gatherers to settled agriculturalists as early as 9000 BCE. Its contribution to writing, governance, and urban planning positions it as a strong contender for humanity's earliest civilization. Still, recent evidence suggests that humanity's story stretches even further into the past. Archaeologists and geneticists have long debated the origins of civilization. Some argue that the earliest communities emerged with the advent of agriculture, while others highlight nomadic societies that predate farming. Civilizations like the Indus Valley, with its advanced urban infrastructure, or the pre-Columbian cultures of the Americas, who pioneered agriculture and astronomy, also feature prominently in discussions about humanity's roots. Yet there's a deeper question: what defines a civilization? Is it the construction of monumental architecture or the development of writing? Could it be something less tangible, like social structures or shared cultural traditions? These questions have driven scientists to dig deeper into our collective past, combining archaeology, anthropology, and now genetics to uncover the truth. A groundbreaking study brought together an international team of researchers from prestigious institutions such as the University of Cambridge, the University of Copenhagen, and Griffith University in Australia. With the aid of advanced genetic testing, they sought to map humanity's earliest migrations and identify the populations that laid the foundations for civilization. This work required not only cutting-edge technology, but also a re-evaluation of long-held assumptions. We already know that modern humans originated in Africa roughly 200,000 years ago. Around 65,000 years ago, these early humans began their great migration, spreading across continents and adapting to diverse environments. Their journey led to the formation of distinct populations, each developing unique cultures and ways of life. The researchers turned to genetic evidence, analyzing DNA from populations across the globe. Their focus included groups with deep ancestral ties, populations that had remained relatively isolated over thousands of years. What they found hinted at a surprising answer, one that challenged conventional narratives about the cradle of civilization. Before revealing their findings, it's essential to consider the challenges faced by these early populations. The transition from nomadic lifestyles to settled communities wasn't uniform or straightforward. Climate changes, resource availability, and intergroup dynamics all played crucial roles in shaping human societies. The Fertile Crescent, for example, provided fertile soil and abundant water, enabling agricultural innovations that supported large populations. But other regions, though less celebrated, were home to equally sophisticated developments, often overlooked in the grand narrative of history. The study also highlighted the role of early human migrations in spreading ideas and technologies. As people moved across continents, they carried with them not only genetic material but also cultural practices, tools, and innovations. But which of these societies was the first to achieve a level of organization and cultural cohesion that we might call civilization? One contender lies far from the Fertile Crescent, or the bustling cities of the Indus Valley. This civilization story is not one of towering monuments or written records, but of endurance, adaptation, and an extraordinary connection to the land. Its people lived in harmony with their environment for tens of thousands of years, developing sophisticated social structures and spiritual beliefs that remain integral to their identity today. The researchers delved deeper, using advanced genetic techniques to analyze the DNA of ancient populations. They uncovered a fascinating pattern, tracing humanity's early migrations and isolating a group whose lineage stretches back further than anyone had previously imagined. This discovery has the potential to reshape our understanding of what it means to be civilized and how early humans adapted to the challenges of their time. Who were these people? What secrets does their DNA reveal about the origins of civilization? And why has their story been so often overlooked in favor of more visible and monumental cultures? As the study unfolded, these questions began to take on new urgency, hinting at a civilization whose history has profound implications for humanity's shared past. The research took the team to remote and often harsh environments, where the evidence of early human habitation lies buried beneath millennia of natural change. Combining traditional archaeological methods with cutting-edge genetic analysis, they pieced together a story that bridges the gap between science and history. It's a story that challenges assumptions and invites us to look beyond the surface to understand the true depth of human ingenuity and resilience. The findings also raise new questions. How did this civilization interact with other early human groups? What role did environmental factors play in shaping their culture? And what lessons can we learn from their enduring connection to the land? As the pieces of the puzzle came together, it became clear that this was no ordinary discovery, it was a window into the origins of humanity itself. The researchers' findings pointed to a civilization that predated many others, a group whose history had been overlooked because it didn't conform to traditional definitions of civilization. Their story wasn't one of grand architectural feats or extensive written records, but rather a narrative of endurance, adaptation, and deep connection to the land. This ancient group, as revealed by the study, was the Aboriginal Australians, a people who have lived continuously on the continent of Australia for at least 50,000 years. This discovery reshapes our understanding of humanity's origins. While civilizations like Egypt, Greece, and Mesopotamia are often celebrated for their monumental achievements, Aboriginal Australians' history highlights a different kind of innovation, one rooted in harmony with the environment and sustainable living. Their culture, traditions, and spiritual practices reflect an extraordinary relationship with the land, passed down through countless generations. The study combined genetic data from 83 Aboriginal Australians and 25 Papuans from New Guinea, regions that were once connected as part of the supercontinent Sahol. The researchers found that the ancestors of these groups arrived on the continent roughly 50,000 years ago, becoming isolated from other populations and developing unique genetic lineages. This isolation allowed Aboriginal Australians to maintain cultural and genetic continuity for tens of thousands of years, making them one of the oldest continuous civilizations in the world. Aboriginal Australians' connection to their land is deeply spiritual. Their belief system, known as the Dreamtime, encompasses the creation of the world, the origins of their people, and the moral framework for life. These stories, passed down orally, are not merely myths but sophisticated cultural tools for teaching survival, environmental stewardship, and social harmony. The Dreamtime narratives also describe geological and environmental events, such as rising sea levels, that align with scientific evidence of changes that occurred thousands of years ago. Archaeological evidence supports the longevity and sophistication of Aboriginal Australian culture. Sites across the continent have yielded tools, pigments, and rock art that date back tens of thousands of years. Some of the earliest known rock art, depicting both abstract patterns and detailed depictions of animals and humans, has been discovered in Australia. These artworks offer a glimpse into the lives and beliefs of ancient peoples, showcasing their creativity and symbolic thinking. The genetic study also provided new insights into human migration out of Africa. It revealed that Aboriginal Australians, along with Papuans, were part of the first wave of migration, arriving in Southeast Asia and then crossing into Sahol. The fact that Aboriginal Australians thrived in a range of environments, from tropical rainforests to arid deserts, speaks to their resilience and ingenuity. The research uncovered fascinating details about early human interactions. For instance, suggested that the ancestors of Aboriginal Australians may have interbred with an unidentified species of human in Asia, similar to how Europeans interbred with Neanderthals. This interbreeding added complexity to the genetic makeup of early populations and underscored the diversity of human evolution. Aboriginal Australian story is not just one of survival, it is a testament to the endurance of culture and knowledge. Despite the immense challenges posed by European colonization, including the displacement of communities and the suppression of languages and traditions, their cultural identity has persisted. The recognition of Aboriginal Australians as one of the world's oldest continuous civilizations challenges long-held Eurocentric narratives and underscores the value of diverse approaches to living and thriving. Colonization brought significant hardships, including the implementation of the doctrine of terra nullius, which falsely claimed that Australia was uninhabited before European settlement. This doctrine ignored the sophisticated social structures, spiritual beliefs, and ecological practices of Aboriginal Australians. However, recent legal and social advancements, such as the 1992 Mabo decision, have begun to rectify these historical injustices by acknowledging Aboriginal Australians' deep connection to their land. Collaboration between Indigenous communities and researchers has been central to uncovering these findings. Aboriginal Australians were actively involved in the genetic study, co-authoring its conclusions and ensuring that their perspectives were represented. This partnership highlights the importance of integrating Indigenous knowledge with scientific research, creating a more holistic understanding of human history. The implications of these discoveries extend far beyond the academic realm. They challenge conventional definitions of civilization, which often prioritize urbanization and monumental architecture, and instead celebrate cultures that have thrived in harmony with their environments. Aboriginal Australians' sustainable practices, deep spiritual connections, and resilience offer valuable lessons for addressing modern challenges such as climate change and social inequality. As new archaeological sites are explored and genetic techniques continue to advance, the story of Aboriginal Australians promises to provide even deeper insights into humanity's past. Their history is a reminder of the incredible diversity of human experience and the many ways in which civilizations can flourish. In conclusion, the recognition of Aboriginal Australians as one of the world's oldest continuous civilizations reshapes our understanding of history and humanity's journey. Their enduring culture is a testament to resilience, adaptability, and the profound connection between people and the land they call home. By celebrating their story, we not only honor their contributions to human history, but also gain a richer appreciation for the complexity and diversity of our shared past.